Hi, here I am 10 hours later, finished my braids. Okay, the point that I was trying to make is that if you are in a situation where you're being abused, leave. You don't have to stay and suffer. There's so many different agencies and avenues that can actually help you, you know. Tell somebody, don't keep it to yourself like I did. You know, and I don't think I ever told anybody um, how much it affected me. I think, as I was saying before, people think that physical abuse, although it was physical on occasion, you know, they think that physical abuse is the worst. It can be, but verbal abuse and mental abuse, that is a different type of something else, you know. But do what I did. Educate yourself on these things. Find out what narcissism is. Find out about complex personality. Find out what a sociopath is. You know, you need to find out these things because you need to identify the person that's with you. Because if you know your opponent, then you know how to deal with it. But when it comes to abuse, leave. How by any means necessary, leave. Because it will never get any better. It gets worse. It gets way, way, way worse. And every time you accept that abuse and don't leave. Because when you do try to stand up for yourself, they beat you back down, one way or another. Your words are twisted with gaslighting and word salad. You know, you will always be blamed for everything. Everything is always your fault. The cheating, the STDs, the violence, the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the mental torture, the financial torture. Everything is all your fault. Let me tell you that right now, because you're going to get blamed for it regardless. But like I said, I found the strength to leave that situation because I truly saw the face of my children. I saw how much his abuse of me was affecting them. I saw my daughter's face. I saw her come into the room and try and intervene. She came in and asked about her homework. And he stopped shouting at me to talk to her normally, but I knew that she'd only come in to try and stop it, to calm it down, because the kids had been giving rumblings. Mummy, oh, I'm so upset, I'm going to say something to him next time. This is my 8-year-old daughter and then 14-year-old son. You know, I feel so tired. I'm going to have to drink 2 coffees to go out today. But I had to finish my braids. But anyway, like I was saying, and you're going to need to rely on your inner strength to get through this, because you deserve so much better. You deserve to be loved, respected, and treated like the king or queen that you are. Also, I was saying how I know that God saved me. As I said before, he just took the alcohol out of my life because I was self-medicating for a long time. And on the 17th of March, which is 16 weeks and 2 days ago, he just took it out of my life. And I haven't had any cravings, no compulsions. It was like a voice just said to me, you don't need to do this. Yeah. You don't realize how small you make yourself become or allow yourself to be. Because when they're going, when my soon-to-be ex-husband was raging, it was like being chased with a cow prod. And he'd shout so loud, with all the spittle flying. I've had so many incidents perpetrated against me. Knives pulled on me when pregnant as well. I've been choked unconscious, as I said. 2 black eyes, a perforated eardrum, and a permanently damaged retina of my right eye. Just sit with that a minute. Because you have to remember, my children saw me all through this. Listen, leaving that situation was the best thing I ever did. It was hard at first because the trauma bond was strong, but God was stronger. Find the strength in yourself to leave. Don't stay. Because as I said previously, the next hit could either paralyze or kill you. Worse still, your children try to intervene and they end up being paralyzed or killed. It's not worth it. Save yourself. Love yourself enough to decide to live. And yeah, it's like when he was first removed, I was so relieved, having to walk on eggshells. Plus, it was the cold shoulder that was going on for like 50 days. Yeah, I was in like an emotional wreck when he left, but I was happy. And then the grieving came because the trauma bond. You have to remember. You remember the breadcrumbs, the little bits of good times, and you want them back. But this time, it's like God was sitting beside me and saying, "Come on, guys, don't call that motherfucker. Don't look back. Remember what happened to Lot's wife? Shit, her ass is a pillar of salt right about now." And I didn't want to be salt. I didn't. So, yeah. It was like a bereavement cycle that I went through. I grieved. I did grieve. I grieved for the person that I was going into the relationship and the person that I became in the relationship. And it's like the longer you're away from that person, the more memories are coming back to me of incidences, of times when I didn't stand up for myself, when I allowed him to break my spirit just a little bit more. But not anymore. That could never happen to Case, motherfucking Phoenix, badass Stephen Queen again. Not in this lifetime. This healing journey has been an experience of self-love, self-healing. I've been balancing my chakras. I've been spin classes, yoga, circuit training. What else do I do? Legs, bums and tums. Oh my God. Yeah. And as I said, I've been going to work, and I recently discovered last week that I did go to a job interview the week before, but I've got a promotion. And financially, like I said, when you trust in God and take that first step, the blessings will pour down on you. It may not be in the timing that you expect, but God's time. You have to wait on God's time. But you have to believe that you can do it. Because if I can't do it, if Case can do it, anybody can. Love yourself. Here's what the mantra that I have in my head. Love God. Love yourself. Love and look after your babies. Chase the body. That means work your ass out. My body hasn't looked this good in 17 years. It's like I'm doing a Benjamin Buttons on that shit. Because you have to remember the stress. and the anxiety that you're living with, it is stored in your body in pockets. I had dyshydrotic eczema in my palms, which is healing up. If you go to one of my previous videos, you will see how bad it was. Look at my face and everything, and you'll see that I'm a different person to then. I was having illnesses practically every other month. I had to go to A&E. I was having pains in my uterus, pains in my back, or it was my knee. One day I came in from work and I sat down on the bed, and then I got up to go to the toilet, and it's like the right side of my leg from the hip down was just, it was like it was paralyzed. And I just sat back down on the bed. And I was like, what's going on here? I started to get pins and needles down one arm. My blood pressure was high. My heartbeat was starting to get irregular. Because it would, I think if I'd have stayed, it would have killed me eventually. If it didn't kill me in a rage, or my body would have broken down. I believe I was on that path to die. Like I said, look out for the red flags. You know, there's so many videos on YouTube about narcissism, codependency, trauma bond, complex B personality. Find out about these things and protect yourself and your children. Don't run. No, I said not don't run. Don't walk. Run. Run. And never, ever look back, because they don't change. And if you go back, it gets worse. It gets worse. Don't go back. Love God. Love yourself. Love your children. Chase the body and the bag. Namaste.